In a half an hour, the group GR Forward will share its plans for the future of Grand Rapids. For the past 6 months, the group's been researching and analyzing what the community would like to see happen in both downtown and especially along the Grand River corridor. Ahead of tonight's meeting, Grand Rapids City Planning Director Suzanne Schultz joining us live in the newsroom with more on this. We were just talking off camera. This is one of those great public-private partnerships that Grand Rapids is so good at managing. We're talking about the river. Everybody would like to see this develop to its full potential.
Absolutely. River Restoration will be there, our consultants tonight, to talk about river restoration. And we're also going to be talking about what happens on the banks of the river. So what are the big ideas that people want to see, the goals that we want to have for downtown and the river. And there's several ideas the consultants will be floating so people can react to that and give feedback.
City planning has come a long way in the last 50, 60 years. No one even considered the riverfront or certain areas of the city to be even viable for development, and that now everything's kind of flipped around and you want to be able to take advantage of that resource. What specifically are some of the areas that you're looking at here? Are we talking about recreation? Are we talking about more restaurants? What is it?
Both, anything, all of the above. Really, when you think about, we were the furniture capital of the world. So it was an industrial corridor. That's how we got our logs for our wood to make the great furniture that we did. And now we're thinking about, the lofts and the development that you've seen happen. But what about parks and green space? If we're going to activate that river and have people doing stand-up paddleboarding or more fishing or kayaking in the river, do you want restaurants to be able to watch those people, as they're in the water? Not everybody's going to do that. They're not going to get in the water, but they want to watch it. They want to see it and experience that activity. So we're going to see that. But where does it go? What are the things that people want to see, and where does it happen? So that's what we're going to be asking, and they'll have boards to react to, get it right down on sticky notes and put it up and share their ideas.
You're soliciting those ideas tonight, and this is just the first of several meetings that are planned. So when do you think that you'll wrap up all the public input and start to put something together that's concrete?
The goal is that we'll have the public input done by the end of May. And so by the end of May, we'll be able to produce a final report for the Planning Commission to hold a public hearing on. And then the City Commission eventually would adopt it. So then it becomes policy. And we get to the hard work of doing implementation, looking at those public-private partnerships. How do we pay for this stuff? What are some of the big goals? What are the major policy changes that we need to make? Maybe we just need to do business differently.
Yeah, well, again, it's one of those things. I think that Grand Rapids kind of leads the way in nationally, being able to tie all of this stuff together, get the funding, and do it right.
Yeah,
that's what we're excited about.
We want that vision, and we want the community to share in that vision and help us develop it, so we do get it right.
All right. Suzanne Schultz with the City of Grand Rapids, the planning director. And as a note, Tom Hillen's headed down to that meeting tonight. We'll have a lot more for you tonight at 10 and 11.